They made the decision to start burning it up the 25 road and establish an eastern perimeter. In so doing, in essence, we basically said, okay, now this entire side between the Taylor fire and the Klondike fire are one large eastern perimeter. That generated a number of discussions, continuation of those discussions throughout the last couple of days. On Tuesday morning at 0600, Pacific Northwest Team Number 2 is going to assume the transfer of command and be responsible for both of those fires, managed as one, so that we don't have a number of issues that might surface if you have two teams working together, sharing road systems, needing to share the same escape routes, all that kind of good stuff. So administrators have tasked us to combine the fires and manage them with one team. We're going to be managing it out of a number of different places, and there's going to be a number of resources that are relocated here and there or brought into here from somewhere else. So keep your eyes and ears open to where your assignments are going to be and how this is going to proceed. We have talked at length with the folks we assumed the fire from down to the south, the Klondike fire, and feel we have a strong plan in place that will take care of your resources and yourselves for that maneuver. Okay?
Morning, everybody. Todd Abel, Night Ops. Give you a quick update of what we did last night. I'll start in Alpha. And before I get started, what we did, I just want to pass on. I drove through there, I don't know, probably an hour and a half ago. The work you guys did in there in that Alpha country yesterday, outstanding. It looks great in there. What that did for us at night is just support you guys and set you back up for success today, this morning. They just basically patrolled, monitored. They did a little cleanup along the road. They actually used it as a little training for some newer firefighters, so it was a good win for both of us. But it looks great in there. Once again, we had people sitting on the structures in here just to make sure nothing happened, and we had people along the road system just to make sure that nothing got across the road. So thanks again. You guys definitely set us up for success last night, so strong work in there. Coming into India and Sierra, good night in there for the night shift. We took a look at some of this country in here to see if we could help you guys out and set you guys up for success. We're just stretched too thin. But what we did get done is if you come down to the division break, we were able to pick up the firing for where they left off yesterday afternoon, and we took it probably a half a mile, maybe a little bit more, past the division break. Our window was open all night. Fire carried great. No issues. We did have a few spots, but nothing between the Cruise Gridden and the Scan Eagle was a huge success again last night, picking up those spots early and getting people directed to them. So very successful in there last night, and things are looking good. I would anticipate that they're not going to get all the way down to DP 340 before you guys get out there, so we'll be kind of a handoff and let you guys finish that. So once again, very successful. Let me talk a little bit about the Klondike fire and the crews. We sent some crews down there to help them burn last night. I talked to them about 4 in the morning, and they were still burning too. It was very successful for them. So they're continuing to come up to our south end of our fire, and things are looking good. If you guys have any questions about what happened last night, please come find me afterwards.
Morning, everybody. Hey, again, just like Todd said, great work both day and night. Yesterday afternoon, we talked to Sheriff Daniel. We put a few more structures in level 3 evacuation up there where that burnout happened yesterday and last night up there in Division Alpha around the Gleese area there. So those folks are, really paying attention to what we're doing there. Want to make sure that that's secure so we can lower that evacuation level and get those folks back in and feeling comfortable about their residences. So your work is really super important there. Everybody's paying attention. We'll start up here at the branch break, Division Alpha. Again, the burnout that happened last night, what we're talking about there, just making sure that's all filled in. Really good paying attention behind the structures there on that road. And mopping that up as necessary. As we work across here on the Bear Camp Road, just final prep in there. We're still snagging a little bit, cleaning that up, making sure that that's the best it can be. and we'll continue to fine-tune that. If we get into this smoky soup situation again today, we are going to look at potentially using the drone for a little bit of PSD along here to keep this straightened out so that it keeps backing down evenly for us. Gives us our best chance of success. Okay, Division India. Again, a lot of those folks are spiked, and they're out here at Bear Camp Spike this morning, but they're going to get right back in here, paying particular attention to this corner up here. We got to bring fire just back around this corner a little bit. It's kind of a tight situation there where it'll be a little bit tedious, and just being patient and working that through in there. Coming on down, as you heard Todd said, they're working towards DP 340 with the burnout. We'll continue to do that and hook it up on this little road system that keeps it secure from going further south. Bottom of the fire is unstaffed in here, and as you heard IC Schulte talk about the Klondike fire. Okay, those folks are bringing fire up right towards our DP 320. They may have gotten there or close to getting there today. We're obviously monitoring that. We've got Ops Chief Reggie Bray looking at that Klondike country down there, and he's going to have a plan for us tomorrow down there. Let's talk about contingency group or contingency branch real quick. They're focused on the Peavine Road, clear up on top, and they need another today and possibly tomorrow before we're feeling really comfortable about that. But progress with prep on that Peavine Road is really doing well. As you work further out past Bear Camp Spike, we get out here clear towards Agnes. Again, we've got a group of folks that are working on the old Chetco and Biscuit lines out there, getting them opened up again, and getting those snagged and starting to prep out there. So with that, busy day. Everybody come back here tonight. You'll have information about some of you potentially working some of this southern country tomorrow, but the focus again is let's focus on our fire on Taylor Creek and the north end up there, getting that locked in, and our west end as well. I forgot to mention Branch 4. Okay, Branch 4. Again, we've got the National Guard in here. We've got 6 crews intermixed in there with our crews. We're doing great work. We're mopping up and really getting that secure. Saw the folks in there getting lined out and getting worked. Those folks are excited to help out, and the more help we can get in there, the better. All right, thanks.
Good morning, Alex Haven, Structural Operations. We're going to have one crew this morning working in the Division Alpha in the Galice area, around those homes, helping support what we can up north above that. And I also wanted to address, you're seeing a reduction in the structural resources, and part of that's, well, a big part of that's because of the good work that you're all doing, the coordinated effort. We really appreciate that. Our primary mission is structural threat. So as this has been mitigated, we're right-sizing our resources to where the structural threat's at. We're also managing the Sugar Pine fire operationally, the red team is, and so we've been shifting resources over there. So just wanted to give everybody some awareness on that. The Oregon State Fire Marshal's Office is shifting resources operationally over to the Sugar Pine fire, and we will be continuing to monitor and working integrated on the operations up in the Alpha area, and then if we have any structural threat that we work out in the south. So I really appreciate the good work, the integrated effort. I think we have shown a really
Good morning, everybody. Royce Fontenot, Incident Meteorologist Trainee. So, highlight of the day, screening message, elevated fire weather concerns today. It's highlighted in your IAP forecast. We're starting transitions. Transitions can be tricky. Change can be tricky. So today, again, temperatures, we've been talking about this, going to go up a little bit. RHs are going to start to drop. The caveat to that is if you start getting that smoke column like we saw yesterday, very moderate conditions underneath that smoke column. So if you get in an area that's smoked in, it's not cleared out, adjust your forecast down. So again, that's the primary thing. Be aware of your environment. It's transition. We're going to have several of those this week. That seems to be the theme of the week. But the hotter and drier are starting. And then I appreciate your observations. I started to get some in, so I appreciate them all. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Andrew Stinchfield with Fire Behavior. So as the IMET said, we're in kind of an elevated burning condition environment out there. Yesterday, we were in the same thing, and we had some very, very moderate fire behavior. A couple things that I really want to point out. Todd talked about continuing this burnout in India, and they did pick up some spot fires last night. Not long-range spotting, mostly short-range spotting, but they also had some very active fire behavior for most of the evening while they were burning. So just please be heads up. We're in a real dynamic environment as far as the fire environment is concerned. So sometimes changes can be really dramatic, sometimes they can be really subtle. So the message for today is just really pay attention to those subtle changes, because you might be out on a piece of line that's smoked in, and come late afternoon, into shift, things are kind of winding down for you, but that smoke might start to lift, things might become a little more active, and you might have some more work to do or some more things to pay attention to. So please just be heads up, and always remember you're working in that dynamic environment that changes frequently.
Good morning. Mike Kefferman with the Oregon Department of Forestry. On behalf of the Oregon Department of Forestry, Bureau of Land Management, Forest Service, and State Fire Marshal's Office, we'd like to thank you for your work. We care about it, we think it's important, and we appreciate the work you're doing. The other thing I wanted to say is 5 years ago, I was with some of you on the Big Windy Fire. And 5 years ago today was the day that Jesse Trader lost his life in a tender accident on the Bear Camp Road. So I think it's up to all of us to learn from those things and remember that incident. For me, what I remember is a couple different things. One of them is check your safety equipment. Make sure it's working. That's there for important stuff. Want to make sure all your safety equipment is in good working order. The second thing that I remember about that, it's important for all of us to train the next person to take our jobs. We have trainees. We're all learning our jobs. And I think when you're doing that, you put that trainee in a position, make sure they're ready for that, and you're there with them to coach them and make sure they're capable of handling the job that they're going to be doing. So I want you to be careful today. It's important work. We appreciate the work you're doing. And come back safe tonight. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. We really try to keep our briefings to 20 minutes, so I'm going to be quick here because we're starting to get a little long on that. We know that attention span starts to wane a little bit after about 5 or 10 minutes. I used to work with smoke jumpers a lot, and you got about a 2-minute window in there, so we'll see if we can't pull this along. Couple things real quick. One, it's really important that we take care of ourselves, and as we move forward on this, we're going to end up with 2 fires here. There'll still be 2 fires. They're going to be managed as our one management organization, but there's going to be the Taylor fire, which looks great. We got it 38% contained right now. We're on track to getting it down around a DP 340. We're going to have a lot of that looking really good. We're starting to assess and figure out how much work we're going to have after they come. And that was their part of the deal, right? They got a nice road out here. They got a good anchor point to go to from all the hard work you all have been doing. They took advantage of that. That's where we are now. That makes sense. That protects all the values at risk along the I-99 corridor and a lot of the communities along that way. So that was a good spot for them to go to. So that looks good there. Good place for us to pull in. We pull around to that side to do that. Like Joe said, we really pride ourselves on taking care of everybody. We try to put all the services here in camp that we can find to make sure we do that. And medical is one of them that's really important. If you're starting to feel sick, if you've got poison oak, if you have something that's ailing you, something that's bothering your foot, blisters, you got to go see the medical people. We need you to stay in as best shape as you can. We need to be as healthy and as productive as possible because we need everybody to get this done. We want to make it all the way around here and secure all the values at risk we have on the Taylor complex. We're going to start helping out and then taking over and working on the Klondike fire and keeping the Klondike fire in its place where it's safe, and we're going to need everybody's help to do that to get forward. And then the third thing, pretty interesting, I was watching our plants chiefs walking around with an iPad right now. We've got a couple of cameras here, one streaming live to the other camps, so the folks out at Bear Camp. Good to see you out there this morning. Appreciate all your hard work. We'll try to get up there soon. The other camera is streaming. It's not streaming, but it's recording this now. We'll edit it a little bit so that we can have a message with you. That message is going out now onto a little bit later on this morning, out on Facebook So a lot of our partners and cooperators and folks that can't make it to this briefing also, our people at home can see what we're doing and seeing all the hard work that you all are putting together. We appreciate that. Thank you very much and have a good day.